Morning. Now these days, it's really difficult to tell what the truth is. All we really do is look around us and make an informed decision on what we believe is the truth. So there's so many conflicting opinions out there. I mean, everyone seems to have an opinion about something or other. Now that's fine, of course. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But how do you determine what is truth? See, truth can be described as fact or maybe what is real. But even then, facts can be manipulated and reality is different depending on who is perceiving that reality. How do we know this world is real? And what if we were living in some sort of matrix? The scientists can spend their whole lives making theories of the universe until someone comes along with another theory. Very often, there can be a bit of truth in just about anything. But even then, that depends on who's looking at it. Some people have an agenda and will use their truth or their version of it to prove their theory or ideas. When it comes to the truth, who is right and who is wrong? Because I don't believe everyone can be right. Maybe look at it this way. Everyone is right and everyone is wrong. So that can take the confusion out of it. Or not. I have also discovered that often when there's conflict between two people and you hear their stories, and sometimes their stories can be quite different, but they both believe they're telling the truth. Let's look at it another way. Maybe the truth is not about what's right or wrong. Maybe the truth is about both right and wrong. Someone will say that thing is true and someone else will say, no, it's not true. So who's right then? Maybe then you have to prove it. In other words, show someone why it's right or why it's wrong. It is then up to the other person to look at the proof and make the decision for themselves whether they are right or wrong. History, with the benefit of hindsight, has shown people making wrong decisions, even though at the time they believed they were right. God is always right, because even if he's wrong, he's right. I'll let you think about that one. In John chapter 4, verse 24, it says, God is spirit and his worshippers must worship in the spirit and in truth. The problem we have as human beings is understanding the ways of God. Luckily, we have someone to show us what that truth is. Jesus is the truth. John chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. The only truth is Jesus, and everything else then is a sad replica of finding meaning in our lives. If we don't have Jesus, then there is very little left, and then eventually nothing at all. Up against that sort of truth, our opinions mean very little. And the only opinion is Jesus. For us then, as followers of Christ, it doesn't matter who is right and who is wrong. All that matters then is worshipping God in spirit and in truth. I remember a quote from the movie with Tom Cruise called A Few Good Men. And do you remember that movie? With Jack Nicholson, he said, you can't handle the truth. Really, we can't handle the truth either when it comes to God, because He is spirit and we are not. But the truth is, we come to Jesus, who is both physical and spiritual, for Him to show us the way. Follow Him in all truth. And if you aren't sure of your opinion, well then, even if you are sure, follow Jesus anyway. Forget about the opinions. Forget about who's right and wrong. Wow, there's far more at stake here, and that's the truth. Thank you for listening to me today, and have a great week.